If you guys are new to these, basically me, the freshman trader, or Eustace, just go through a bunch of Forex pairs that I'm looking at in the coming days and hours. Keep in mind, these are just ideas and they're just my opinions, so don't just blindly follow them. So let's get started. We'll start on Aussie dollar, US dollar. So if we look at this this chart over here, we can see that in the past few days / hours, we had this sort of little ascending channel, which was happening. We're creating higher highs and higher lows. But the point being is that we failed to make new highs right over here. And we sort of create this little double top structure, which then we can see goes on to break below and out of this structure. Okay, so the key thing I'm looking at here is we've broken below the previous high low structure, which is that right there. Plus we've broken this sort of trend line as well. Okay, so the next steps from here for me, or the plan for me from here, is to wait for price to push back to this level and then enter on a lower time frame. Okay, so I forgot to mention I'm on the 4-hour time frame right now, and I use the 4-hour to sort of identify the overall market bias within the pairs that I'm looking at. So let's say the 4-hour breaks and closes below this level. I can start to gather that the bias within this market is bearish. So then I flip to my 1-hour time frame, and once I see that price has broken below this level, I want to look for price to push back to this key level on the 1-hour time frame, and then show signs that it's rejecting this level and that it's going to continue down. Okay, so the main signs I look for is wicks, engulfing candles, and patterns like double bottoms and double tops. Okay, so I want to see these sort of pieces of evidence at this area on the retest. Okay, and that will show me that price is going to end this exhaustion phase back to create a higher low and then continue this push phase. And this push phase is where I want to make my money. Okay, so in terms of entries, I will look for some weak rejections, which we can sort of, emulate with something like that. And then a nice big momentum shift / engulfing candle. And then my entry will look something like this below the lows of that close, above the highs of the wick, and I go for a 1 to 3. Okay, again, this is not, you have to do this. This is how I trade. Backtest your own system, or just apply some ideas, or just take note of it. You don't even have to listen to it, but it's just how I trade. Okay, point being, I want to see price push back, create those weak rejections, and then continue bearish. Okay, that way we have the 4-hour bearish structure and then the 1-hour bearish behavior and momentum. Okay,
right now we're doing a major discount on our private trading Discord. Inside of the group, our analysts share their trade signals with a full breakdown of entries, exits, and the reasoning behind their trade. Additionally, you'll be able to chat with other A1Trading members, and you'll be supporting our content. In order to take advantage of this significant discount, use code A1YT when checking out with the link in the description below. We look forward to seeing you inside of the group.
If we look at New Zealand dollar, US dollar to continue down the list, this is a very similar situation. Okay, so we can see here we have a massive consolidation happening on this pair. Price is not really going anywhere, not making new lows, not making new highs. And you can see it clearly on the line chart. If we get rid of this, it's just moving in and around this area. Okay, we got multiple touches on this bottom side. Now we can start to see the New Zealand dollar being pushed down below this level. Okay, so likewise to Aussie dollar, US dollar, if price breaks and closes below this level, I will flip to my 1-hour time frame, and then I'm going to start looking at price to create that exhaustion phase, rejection, and then continuation phase with evidence that price is rejecting that level. Okay, so let's say we see some weak rejections, same thing, engulfing candle, and then I'm going to enter with a sell stop somewhere around here, stop loss above the wicks, and I go for my 1 to 3. Okay, very simple plan. It's actually a really nice little setup. I call this setup the last kiss, because if we look at the 4H, you can see a really nice consolidation. Then price breaks out, comes back, and when it comes back, it kisses the box one last time and then continues down. Okay, I didn't name that. That was 𝗀𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗃𝗍𝗃. But yeah, it's just a cool little setup. Okay. GBP AUD. So as we continue down the line, we can start to see that the Aussie dollar is weak across a few different pairs. Okay. So Aussie dollar was getting pushed down, indicating Aussie dollar weakness. Now, if we look at GA, we can see the British pound being pushed up against the Aussie dollar, which indicates Aussie dollar weakness. Okay. So it's little things like that you can start noticing, which give you extra confluence and confidence on your trades. Okay. So this is a reversal setup similar to Aussie dollar US dollar, but in the opposite direction. If we look at this, we can see price pushing down, lower lows, lower highs. And I'll flip to the line chart to make it a bit more clear. But we sort of create this double bottom structure right here where we failed to make new highs. And now we are pushing above the previous lower high structure right here. Okay. So as soon as I see this 4-hour break and close above this level, which it still has about an hour and 20 minutes. Okay. That's when this 4-hour closes. I want to see this 4-hour break and close above this level, make a new higher high. And that way we can see we'll be making sort of a higher high, higher low sort of structure. And we can expect price to continue bullish in that direction. Okay. So let's say the 4-hour breaks and closes. We get that higher high being created. Very similar. We just want to see price push back, create that exhaustion phase, allow the market to sort of breathe before we continue bullish. Okay. And with this bullish trade, exact same thing, except now we want the opposite. We want, wicks pushing bullish and a bullish engulfing candle. Going to enter long somewhere around there. Wicks below the lows. We'll take that 1 to 3. Okay. I usually move my stop to break even once I hit a 1 to 1. What that means is if my stop loss is 49 points, let's say price moves 49 points in my direction. Once it hits that, I set an alert there, and I move my stop loss to break even. You win some, you lose some, you don't make any money on some. Okay, that's just a way I use to manage my risk, and it works well for me. So we'll see how that plays out, but a very simple plan. But again, first we need to see this 4-hour break and close. Okay, GJ. Wow. Okay, so I was looking at a lot of these Japanese yen pairs before because we saw Japanese yen weakness as all of the pairs were breaking above and creating new highs. But if we look at the 1 hour now, so we have made the new high, but if we look at the 1 hour, we can see that we're not quite rejecting this level. Okay, so price pushed back to this level, created that exhaustion, but we didn't get those signs of rejection. Pardon me. So remember how at the start I said wicks, engulfing candles, and patterns? If you look here, we cannot really see any of them. Okay, it's just a bit of a mess. Maybe on the line chart you can see claim, you see a double bottom, but point is price moves down and it just creates a bit of a mess. Okay, so 2 ways of going about this. Either I wait for price to push up a bit, come back and create a double bottom, and I want to again see wick rejections on this double bottom and an engulfing candle as well. Okay, so let's say that happens. I'll be entering probably somewhere around here, safe stop loss, and I'll go for my 1 to 3. That way we got a nice double bottom, price rejecting the level, with 1 touch there and 1 there. Okay, if that doesn't happen, the other option I can do, and this is the beauty of trend trading, so if we flip back to the 4-hour, we can see that price creates a higher high right here. Okay, so the next stage, we can mark a higher high. What do we do next? Just wait for price to repeat the same process. Okay, break a new high, create a new higher high, push back, higher low, and then continue from there. And we'll be entering somewhere around here with a wick rejection and an engulfing candle on the lower time frame. Okay, that is the beauty of trend trading. You don't have to be the first person into every trend. You can just see here, there's entry opportunities everywhere. Okay, so that's the plan from there. If price fails to respect this level and continues down, I'm just going to stick away from it until we see some clearer sort of market bias start to form. Okay, GU, very similar structure to AU, where we can see we're sort of in this little consolidation area, but it looks like we could break to the downside here. Okay, so if this 4-hour breaks and closes below this level, we will have bearish market structure. So I flip to my 1 hour and I wait for price to push back to this key level. And then I want to see again, exact same thing. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but you know, this is how I trade. This is genuinely how I trade. I repeat the process over and over and over again. So sorry if it's a bit repetitive, but that's literally how I trade. So weak rejection, engulfing candle, and then a 1 to 3. Okay. Exact same thing, but priority seeing this 4-hour break and close, then this 1 hour pushback, and then those evidence signs of rejections. Okay. So yeah, that's the plan with that. GU looking pretty good. I've got to mention as well, you know, if price just bounces up off this level, which is a high probability, we can look for price to continue bullish, and I'll look at this area over here. Okay, so exact same thing. Look at price to push back here and then continue bullish from there. Okay, but it looks like the US dollar is gaining a bit of strength. Just look at the dollars. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it looks like we might continue bearish through here, which I would not mind at all. Okay, GBP CAD, again, a very nice last kiss setup we got going on here. Yeah, very clean sort of structure. If we break down here, we look for the retest and the continuation. And then we enter somewhere around here with some wicks and an engulfing candle. Stop loss above the highs of that retest and a continuation down from there. Okay. Other option, of course, is if we break and reject this level, we can look at bullish continuations anywhere from here. But you know, first thing we need to even look at this trade is to see a breakout of either of these zones. Okay. And for me, a breakout is a break and clear close. Okay. And it, you know, I want to highlight how, you know, you can implement this break and retest. We can see here the 4-hour breaks and closes below this level, right over here. Okay. And the beauty of using 2 time frames, you flip to the 1 hour, and you don't see that rejection. Okay. So even though you see the 4-hour break and close, you flip to the 1 hour and there's no evidence. Remember, wicks, engulfing candles, and patterns, that price is actually rejecting this level. Okay, so you're not just going to take a sell because price is broken below the level. You wait for price to exhaust, show those evidence of rejections, and then continue bearish. Okay, so that's just an example of how you can, you know, maybe prevent some losing trades if you're some sort of breakout trader. Okay, last pair we're going to look at is Euro GBP. The reason I'm not looking at the rest of these is just because by the time this is posted, I don't think they'll be very relevant, and a lot of them are ranging as well. Okay, so Euro GBP, we can actually see an extremely nice little consolidation happening. After a very big bearish push, we can start to see price consolidating in this little area. Either way we break out of here is a great trading opportunity. Okay, so I'm not too concerned about bearish or bullish. Key thing, I just want to see price break and close below this level, or price break up and close above this level. Okay, you know the drill. Either way we go, we flip to our 1 hour time frame and we look at price to push back to these key levels, create those rejections. So in the bullish case, we want to see some wicks forming this way and a bullish engulfing candle forming this way. And then we'll take the buy somewhere around here, stop loss well below the lows, and we'll take that 1 to 3. Same thing with bearish. If I can get my drawing tools, down wick, look at bearish engulfing candle, and then we enter sell somewhere around there. Stop loss safely above the highs, and we take our 1 to 3. Okay, so very simple plan, and that's the beauty of this sort of setup where you wait for the breakout. Doesn't matter which way the market's going, you know, You can set your alerts once price breaks out, and it's very simple, very clear cut. That's why I love it. Okay. If you guys haven't already subscribed to A1 Trading, I would highly recommend it. They are a really great company led by a really great, knowledgeable trader Nick. And yeah, it's just a lot of good free content.